That neat little progression using sliding sixth licks, and I've shown you those in a variety of lessons, most notably my recent series of caged, C-A-G-E-D lessons, where I showed you a bunch of licks and scales and riffs to play over the three principal caged movable shapes: the A shape, the D shape, and the E shape, sometimes referred to as the F shape. I'll link those here and at the end of this lesson if you want to check those out. Now these sliding sixths, they're known as sixths because that's the interval between the two notes. We're playing on the first and third strings, but as I'll show you a little later, you can do the same thing on the second and fourth strings, and it's exactly the same. The interval is a sixth either way. And these are based on those chord shapes, those movable chord shapes out of the cage system. We've talked about them being called the Brown-Eyed Girl licks. They're at the beginning of Across the Universe. They're at the beginning of Fortunate Son. They're in a million different songs. Super versatile for rock, pop, country, blues, virtually any genre. So we're over a 1-4-5 in the key of A. So we've got an A, we've got a D, we've got an E. Couldn't be easier there. We're going to start playing out of the E or F shape there of the A chord at the 5th fret. So you're just playing two notes out of that F shape of an A chord, the 3rd string at the 6th fret, 1st string at the 5th fret. You've got the major 3rd and the root of the chord. And needless to say, you need two fingers, so either hybrid picking, which I don't do, or using your fingers. Come up to the 7th fret, come up to the 9th fret, and I gave that a wiggle. This is new, this isn't something I've done in previous lessons, but it gives it more of a country flavor, obviously, more of a pedal steel sort of flavor. Just giving it a little shake. So, and then back down. The other thing to note theory-wise is when you come up to that 9th fret, 1st and 3rd strings, what you have are two notes out of the D shape A chord. Right? You've got your C sharp, your A, and your E. You're playing the major 3rd and the 5th, the E and the C sharp. So chord progression shifts to a D. So what do? We go up. We do the exact same thing over a D chord. There's your D chord of the E or F shape at the 10th fret. Same exact thing. 1st and 3rd fret, 11 and 10, and then 12 and 14. Shake if you want. And then we're back down to 9. We're over the A chord again. So what am I doing? I'm mainly playing two notes out of that A chord of a D shape. So all I was doing, again, going back and forth between 11 and 10 of the D chord and the 9 and 9 of the A chord. And then back down. And that's when the chord goes to the 5, Landing on those two notes, if you play your A shape of an E chord, right? You're up there at 9 and 7. So I had one of those notes, the B note, out of the 5 chord, the E chord. And this other note is a D note. So that's the 7, right? E7, you're adding a D. So you've got the B note, the 5 and the 7 out of an E chord when we land on that 5 chord. So again, from the top, A chord, D chord, A chord, E chord, and I just kind of hung on that and then went. So again, we're over an E chord, you come up to the E, right? The octave of the E shape of the E chord. 13 and 12, 11, 10, 9, 9, 7, 7, 6, 5. Okay? If you did it on the second and fourth strings, then you're thinking about the C shape chord out of the Cage system, which we've talked about is actually the same shape as the D chord, right? If you were to play a D chord as a bar chord there, your D shape, it's actually the same as your C chord. Second and fifth string is where the roots lie. So that's where our A chord of the C shape would be, or again the D shape. We were just playing it as the D shape there. So you'd have your A chord, D chord, right? That's your octave. So play around with that. Play it in different places. Also try playing it with your thirds. I've shown you these double stop thirds again, and these licks over the different shapes. Again, those are on adjacent strings instead of skipping strings like with the sixths. You skip a string, the interval's wider, it's a sixth. When you're playing double stops on adjacent strings, it's the interval of a third, right? We're talking about an A chord, so you have the root and the major third, so they're a third distance apart. Play around with those. You can do the exact same progression. Do that as practice. Do the exact same progression. Etc. Figure that out. It'll open up your fretboard even more. Alright. Hope that was good for you today. Thanks for joining me. As always, I'll see you next time.